Okay, so good morning dear cadets. So as you know, we are in the heat chapter, and in heat where we are in the mode of transfer of heat. So how many modes of transfer of heats are there? There are three modes of transfer of heat. First one is the conduction, second one is the convection, and third one is the radiation. So conduction, convection, yesterday only I have explained you, okay? And not only convection I have taught you, I taught you land breeze and sea breeze, okay? Now today with the help of animated videos, we'll try again to explain you land breeze and sea breeze. But before that I would like to complete the radiation. So what is the radiation? Just see. By the conduction, heat is transferred from hotter and to colder and in solid. In convection, heat is transferred from hotter and to colder and in liquid, okay? Now in gaseous medium, how does heat transfer take place? So the best way is radiation. In radiation, what is there? Again here heat is transferred from hotter and to colder end, but medium is not required. What is there? Medium is not required. Means solid should not be there, liquid should not be there. Gaseous, without any medium, heat will transfer from hotter and to colder end. The best example is solar heat or solar energy. Just see, solar is far away from us, but their heat still we are feeling on the earth surface. So how does solar heat reach on the earth surface? By the mode of radiation only, okay? So what is the radiation? The mode of transfer of heat from hotter and to colder and when no medium is present. So just see, medium is not required here. Without any medium, heat will reach from hotter and to colder end, okay? Now there are some examples. I told you solar heat reached to the earth by radiation process only. By radiation process only. Solar heat reached to earth by radiation process, okay? Second one is our body too gives heat to the surrounding and sometime in turn takes heat from the surrounding. Am I correct or not? Just many times what is there? When surrounding is cooler than our body, then our body will radiate heat to the surrounding. When surrounding is hotter than our body, then from the surrounding heat will come to us, okay? So just see, our body too gives heat to the surrounding and receives heat from it by radiation. So what is the mode of transfer of heat from our body to surrounding and from surrounding to our body? Radiation only. Through radiation only we are transferring the heat. Next one is when heat falls on some object, a part of it is absorbed and part of may be transmitted. The temperature of the object increases due to the absorbed part of the heat. Now try to understand here. Sometime what is there? We are focusing or we are supplying heat to a particular object, okay? Then what would be there? It becomes hot. So just see, question arises here whether all heat that object is absorbing or the part of that heat is getting transmitted. So remember, all amount of heat which you are supplying will not be absorbed. The part of it is transmitted by the object and the temperature increase in the object registered because of the absorbed amount of heat. So remember, whenever you are supplying heat to any object, all heat will not be absorbed. The part of it may be transmitted. And the increase in the object temperature is because of the absorbed amount of heat, okay? So this is all about the radiation. So all the three modes of transfer of heat I have covered, okay? I have covered all the three modes: conduction, convection, radiation, land breeze, sea breeze, and I hope that you understood all those things. Now let me explain with the help of some animated videos the portion which I have covered in earlier days. So one way it is your revision also, and better way you can get the diagram also. Okay, so please cooperate with me. Okay, so okay dear cadets, just I am taking the help of extra marks to explain the different types of modes of transfer of heat with the help of animation. So this is the conduction, already you have noted down this one. Now let us see one video about the conduction. Okay, just a minute. So okay dear cadets, let us see fresh animated video. Okay,
Here we can see that some students are standing in a queue. The teacher wants to pass a chocolate from first student to the last student without changing their position. She gives the chocolate to the first student who is nearest to her. After that, the first student passes the chocolate to the second student. The second student passes it to the third one, and so on. The process continues till the chocolate reaches the last student. This process of transferring the chocolate is similar to the phenomenon known as heat conduction. Let us understand the concept of heat conduction through an activity. Take a metal rod, put a few drops of candle wax at different positions on it and affix the circular heads of the iron nails on the wax dropped at different positions. Now, upturn the rod and fix it to a stand in such a manner that all the nails hang downwards. Now, bring the flame of Bunsen burner near the free end of the iron rod. Let the flame be placed there for some time. What do we observe? Yes, we observe that after some time, the nail nearest to the flame fell down. After that, the second nail fell down. Like this, the process continues till the last nail falls down. Do you know how this happened? When the flame of the Bunsen burner was placed near the free end of the rod, the atoms of the end closest to the flame got heat energy from the flame and started vibrating about their mean position. These vibrating atoms collide with their neighboring atoms and transfer their energy to them. With the passage of time, energy of the atoms increases. The heat energy is transferred from hotter end to colder end. This process of heat transfer from one atom to another without their actual motion is known as conduction. There are two conditions for the transfer of heat from one body to another. The two bodies must be in contact with each other. There should be some temperature difference between these two bodies. Examples of conduction. What happens if we keep an ice cube on our palm? It starts to melt after some time, and we feel cold. Can you think why? This is because the heat from the palm gets transferred to the ice through conduction. The ice starts to melt due to a gain in heat energy, whereas the person feels cold on his palm due to a loss in heat energy. Let us take one more example. Put a pan containing water on a gas burner. What we can notice here? We can see that water starts boiling after some time, which shows that heat from the burner goes to pan, which is again transferred from pan to the water, due to which water starts boiling. Poor conductors. They do not allow the heat energy to flow through them easily. These are also known as insulators. For example, glass and plastic. Let us see an interesting video on conductors and insulators.
Okay, so dear cadet, already I taught you conductors, insulators. Okay, again I am showing you one animated video regarding conductors and poor conductors, so that you can understand it in better way. Okay.
Conductors are material through which heat can flow easily. Metals are good conductors of heat. When the metal ring is placed on flame, heat flows into it. The saucepan is made of metal. In fact, all utensils used to cook food are made of metal. However, the handle and spatula, etc. are made of non-conducting material. Metal pan is held using wooden handle, since the heat does not flow through wood. The stirrer is also made of a non-conducting material and hence does not get heated. The handle of the lid of the saucepan is again made of non-conducting material and hence convenient to use.
Okay. Okay, dear cadets, just see. In conduction, what was there? Molecules of the solid substance, they were not moving from one place to another place for transferring the heat. They are static. They are just transferring the heat energy. But in convection, what is there? Hotter liquid moves up from bottom and colder liquid moves down from top to bottom. Okay, so here there is a movement of molecules also. That is the basic difference between conduction and convection. Okay, so convection definition already you have noted down. Just see one animated video to understand this one in better way. Okay.
Here we can see that some students are standing in a queue. The teacher wants to pass chocolates to all the students without changing her position. How will she do so? The teacher gives a chocolate to the student who is standing at the nearest position to her. After receiving the chocolate, the first student goes to the last position in the queue. Now, the teacher gives another chocolate to the student who was initially at second position. This student also, after getting the chocolate, moves at the end of the queue. This process continues till all the students get a chocolate. In this example, the chocolates are distributed as per the principle of convection. Let us understand the concept of convection by an activity. Suspend a round bottle flask from a clamp stand. Put some crystals of potassium permanganate in it. Now, gently pour some water into the flask without disturbing the crystals much. place a burner below the flask and start to heat it slowly. When the water at the bottom of the flask gets heated, it expands. Due to this expansion, its density decreases and it rises up. This can be observed by focusing on the path of the violet color of the potassium permanganate crystals. As the hot water molecules move upward, a region of low pressure gets created near the bottom of the flask. The cooler water molecules at the surface of the water move downwards to fill this region. This can again be observed by focusing on the path of the violet color of the potassium permanganate crystals. After a few minutes, all the crystals of potassium permanganate dissolve in the water, giving it a complete violet appearance. This process of movement of the molecules in the water is called convection current. The current keeps on circulating within the beaker till the entire water gets heated up uniformly. Convection is the process in which heat transfers from one place to another by the actual movement of the particles of the medium. Convection is possible only in liquids and gases, as their molecules are free to move from one place to another. To know about the direction of the convection current, let us again move to our laboratory. Here, two students are performing an experiment by taking some wax wrapped in netted metal sheet in the test tube, which is filled with water. One of the students heats the test tube by keeping the flame close to the wax, while the other student heats the test tube by tilting it and keeping the flame little above the position of the wax. The wax in the case of the student who heated the test tube by keeping the flame close to the wax melts quickly as compared to the other student who heated the test tube by keeping the flame above the position of the wax. This is because convection current moves in upward direction, and so it could not reach the wax kept at the bottom of the test tube.
So dear cadets, I taught you one more activity in convection and I think you are watching this one. Just see, this is fire. Now here two hands are just upward, this is two hands at the side. So there is no convection near the sides, hence the air does not feel as hot as it is in the upward direction. I explain this activity. Now you can understand in better way. Just see.
You may have seen the helium balloons flying in the air. Have you ever wondered how hot air balloons work? They are powered purely by heat source. They do not need to be filled with helium. Using only hot air, they rise high above us, taking passengers on a unique journey. This is possible because of the way gases react to heating. Gas molecules like those in air are free to move around constantly. When the air inside the balloon is heated, the molecules move more quickly and hit against the inside of the balloon, filling it up. The inflated balloon becomes lighter and floats in the air. By carefully adjusting the size of the flame, heating can be controlled. If the temperature decreases, the balloon descends, and vice versa. The external air temperature is not relevant to the process. The earliest hot air balloons were simple paper lanterns. Instead of a large adjustable burner, they used a single candle to heat up the air inside the paper shell. The same concept of hot air becoming lighter and rising up finds many applications in everyday life. Air conditioners are preferably placed high on the wall for uniform cooling. It sucks warm air from the surrounding environment, cools it, and produces a draft of cold air. The heavier cold air descends, taking place of lighter warm air that rises up and gets cooled by the air conditioner. For the same reason, refrigerators are designed with the freezer compartment on top. The warm air from the food kept inside the refrigerator rises up to the freezer, where it gets cooled. The cool air is circulated to preserve the food in the refrigerator for a long time.
Okay. So, okay, dear cadets, whatever last 2 days I have explained, all those related innovation I have shown you, isn't it? Today I have taught basically radiation only, and all other things, all other activities I have completed. Still I have to complete the land breeze and sea breeze. So I will complete tomorrow because duration of video is over. So today I am giving you only one question, that is what is radiation. So please complete this one and understand these activity properly, so that whatever things day before study I taught, you can understand in the better way. Okay, thank you.